hello. Welcome. We're gonna start basically in this corner because when you walk in and I close the door and you turn around, this is the first thing you're gonna see. I usually have a calendar pasted right here. Cute little tapestry. We recently adopted a street cat and he's a tuxedo cat and his name is Felix because I named him after Felix the cat. Sometimes when I get bored, I see like an empty space on my wall, like in my room, and I'll just like doodle something and paste it. I just have a bunch of cute little different magnets and then a bunch of cute little letters, and then I just paste anything on here that, you know, I just visually want to see. Old Disney magnets. My mom randomly gave me these. I don't know where she got them from, but they're these magnets and they're like Shanghai. They're all different like places from Shanghai. My brother recently gave me this. It's a Epcot magnet and it spins. I filled up this space just with a bunch of different albums and I really like how it came out. Wilco, we got the Beatles, Frank Sinatra, Fleetwood Mac, Bob Marley, Bob Dylan again. This is probably my favorite little like poster that I have on here. We have this beautiful photo frame that my brother gave me. I'm supposed to, I've been delaying it for the longest time, print out a picture of Snoopy, my beloved childhood dog, my best friend, my son. Yeah, because he's very much wanted all the time. My brother gave me this collection, the entire Akira like graphic novel collection. But I cannot pass this up. This was an insane thrift find, the Beach Boys Endless Summer. Look at how beautiful this is. So it's got 2 vinyls and it's got all of the Beach Boy like hits. My brother just gave me Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. Harry Potter trading cards. It's a bunch of Bon Bon. I don't know if you're familiar with Bon Bon the cat. I wasn't, but it's supposed to be kind of like a vintage version of Hello Kitty and like Sanrio. And they're just a bunch of different Bon Bon memo pads. I have comics here because I don't know where to organize them, so I just kind of like rest them here. We have the Invincible comics. My first time watching Invincible was like watching it. I never read it before, but I very much fell in love with it so much. And Seth Rogen. We have a Felix the Cat comic. This was actually given to me before we found Felix, so this was kind of like foreshadowing. Just a bunch of different random ones. Cartoon Network. And I love Bob's Burgers with my whole heart. Bob's Burger comics. And then we've got Star Wars, a Simpsons comic, Powerpuff, Jerry Lewis. This is insane because this is actually from 1960, comic, and I love looking and reading through the ads. So these popular patriotic and religious mottos. Send us no money in advance. If you sell 25, you keep 250. Like, it's crazy. Archie's, Jughead, some more modern comics. These are the ones that I kind of just took from my brother because he wasn't reading them, so, you know, I was like, I'm gonna read them. I haven't read all of them, but they're these books that I remember like you would used to see in the library, like in elementary school. The fun book section, like the magazine rack. And so, yeah, these are a good time. They're really fun when you want to just read. Recently got put onto this band, the Walkman, so I don't know much about them, but I do know that their music, the singer's voice reminds me a lot of Alex Turner. Yeah, Dark Red Room music. Love it. Here we just have more magazines and books. So these magazines are just a bunch of hip-hop magazines that my brother gave me. I like looking through these because they give me inspiration for like marketing, late 90s, early 2000s marketing, just inspiration for styling, for taking photos. These random like handbooks, game book, Science Digest magazine from 1980s, Pokemon handbook, getting your first job handbook, And this wooden crate is just a crate full of stickers, like random stickers. The neglected stickers. First ever poster that I brought into my college dorm was that. And My Hero Academia was that first anime that I watched, got really sucked into it, connected to it very emotionally, and I love the poster. It's gonna stay there. If I open this is how the closet looks. It's very organized, nothing crazy. Pants, shorts, sweaters, and then hangers, and then yeah. I'm immediately transporting you to Paris. I'm a fake Van Gogh fan because I always say that Van Gogh is my favorite artist and this is one of my favorite paintings, but I always forget where like the history behind this painting is. It goes very much with like the mood of everything. I feel like the colors on this just like you will see how like this matches everything. Like this is the color palette of my life. This tapestry I got from Amazon. I also bought it for dorm room decoration because another thing that a lot of dorm people use for easy, fast, quick decor, tapestries. This closet rack was given to me by my mom. She found it from someone else. I don't know. She always just has a way with finding things. I have all of my seasonal clothes for spring on here. I've got a big plushie. I love Nightmare Before Christmas, so my brother gave me this, the mayor, and his head turns. His blue eyes. This is the bag that I use mostly every day. And then this is my college backpack, and now I just use it as my gym backpack. It's just like a mini, it's not mini, but it's not like regular size. And then behind the mirror, my mini stationery rack. I love stationery, so I have a couple of my Melody stationery. So there's some post-it notes, stationery paper, stickers, and then these are my favorite Snoopy letter sets, and these are vintage Hallmark. Like, why isn't Hallmark making stuff like this? This is pretty much where I spend most of every hour of every day, my bed. Let me introduce you to my friends that I have with me as my companions for the rest of my life. This whole explosion of plushies actually happened when I lost my dog, so I think, you know, Kirby over here, given to me by my brother. I've never played any Kirby game. Birthday Pika, you just can't see because the hat is like hiding it, but Birthday Pika, an axolotl, but like a chibi axolotl. This is an Arctic fox. Then my mom also gave me this axolotl. Her name's Molly. This is a hang-it-on. My brother gave this to me. So we have Pichu. I thought this was Yellow Yoshi, but it's a Koopa Troopa. Snorlax, Louise, Bob's Burgers. Love Bob's Burgers. Got a Snoopy, Turtwig, teddy bear. And then we have another teddy bear. They're not siblings, they're just friends. We have a Supreme Bear. My brother gave this to me in college. I'm pretty sure this was like freshman year when I was going through my first ever like finals season. I was so stressed and I spent my first week like alone because I would come home for the weekends, and that first week that I spent alone, they actually came and visited me, and he brought me this little teddy bear to, you know, emotional support. Jack Skellington, Harry Potter, and Snorlax again. And this beautiful whale. Shout outs to Valerie, one of my best friends. Next we got the wall. The very first thing that I put up on this wall are actually these vinyls that are at the very, very top. Mozart, Beethoven, Tchaikovsky, and Wagner. I thrifted all of these on a random day, and they're part of like this classical vinyl collection, and I got lucky with finding these. And then I was like, okay, if I have these like classical music vinyls, why not just make everything kind of like more like music related? I love Star Wars. I recently watched Star Wars for the first time 2 years ago, so I'm very new to the Star Wars franchise. I didn't know that Anakin was Darth Vader. And then these are 3 of my favorite albums. We got Stereolab, Dots and Loops, The Beatles, Underworld, Bob Dylan, Tom Waits. And this is Belly. My favorite Buddy Holly album is Giant, and this is all hand drawn. So I just got a piece of like heavier cardstock paper, and I stenciled on the drawing, and then I just colored it in, and now I have a mini giant Buddy Holly album cover. Let It Be, Beatles, Elliott Smith, Passing Me a Blunt. Up here we have Thelonious Monk, Love Jazz. I can't stop saying the word love, so I'm very sorry. I'm kind of at a loss for words right now. Here we have REM, and then we have Radiohead, Kid A, Yo La Tengo. Can't really see it. Love this cinematic shot. Then we got Teenage Fan Club, Rage the Machine, and The Cure, Frank Sinatra, Bar Italia, and Rolling Stones. This album in the middle is a Stan Getz album. And then over here we have Robert Pattinson and Ben Safdie, Good Time, one of my favorite films. I have a little Spider-Man phase. Like, I had a little Spider-Man phase, but I still love Spider-Man, so I have to put Spider-Man on my wall. This is just like a coloring book, but I think I went off with like coloring it. Like, do you see all this like detail? Yes. So I had to put it on my wall. There's an Elliott Smith painting that I made, Sonic Youth. The Rolling Stones. This is probably my favorite Rolling Stones album of all time. Another Rolling Stones album, Biba Doobie. And then we got the Freak Freely, All You Need Is Love, and Alice in Chains, and Pale Saints. And then this is probably my favorite piece. It's from a Charles School sketchbook. And it's, I'm pretty sure, Sally Brown, and she's in bed saying, which is so relatable. I don't know if anyone else noticed this detail, but I specifically placed this Jar of Flies album behind my lantern, so every time I turn it on, it looks like the album cover comes to life. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know, that was like very purposeful. This little area behind my bed, I love it so much. It also makes me very happy. That Morning Sun poster, me and my roommates, we bought it at like a flea market during college. I have a little Snoopy stationery. I just saved it because he's holding a little coconut, so it's so sweet. This is my first ever sticker that I made when I was starting my like online clothing brand. Kind of stopped it. Definitely should start it up again because it was a good time. It's just being creative and just doing something out of the love for it. I have a couple of like movie posters. I have this Reservoir Dogs. Not a big fan of this movie. This was when I was barely getting into like, you know, watching Quentin Tarantino films and Martin Scorsese, and I was like, oh, I'm such a like film person, and I just put it there, but it's all right. I actually love this movie with my whole heart, so that definitely is staying there, and that's why it's in the middle. But it was given to me by my best friend Alex. Thank you, Alex. And then this is just a like Catholic like art booklet with some prayers inside, but I just stuck it on because I love the colors, yellow, red, blue, but also I'm Catholic, so we have that there. Painted this, it's just crayon art. It's supposed to be kind of like Starry Night, but I just put like a moon, Little Miss Sunshine. And then this was given to me by my brother. Insane, this like coin metal art that's like engraved and embossed. It's just really nice. It's supposed to be like a little town. Another just index card. I got bored, drew stars with crayons, and then stuck it on, and now it's wall art. Here we have a burger of the day. Smells like bean spirit burger. Yes, like a beach portrait. I painted this when I was like 12 years old. And then this other like big coloring sheet because I love coloring books, and I, you know, was like, wow, I did a really good job. Let me like put it on my wall. Birthday letter that one of my like friends at the time made me, and I felt very special, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like watercolor and it's just really pretty, and I just stuck it on my wall. I made this, I think this was just last summer. It's like you individually stick on each little square, and it tells you like these are all the different little squares and the colors, and then at the end of it, it's like a big mosaic piece, and it's supposed to be some place in like Italy. I don't have a bedside table. I have this like little like mini stool. Right here we have a walrus. Usually always have two beverages with me. One, it's either Gatorade, Capri Sun, or Electrolyte. Always a cup of water. And so I have these little cute coasters that I found at, I'm pretty sure, Home Goods. Here we have all of my rings. I'm a very big ring person. I don't have any rings on right now, but I love wearing rings. That's like my favorite thing to accessorize with. And then here we have Smeagol. He loves rings. He protects my rings. So he, you know, my precious. So he keeps them safe. My mom gave me these little beautiful dandelions and I just left them to dry out and I just keep them here. And then I have a little Virgin Mary case, little mini treasure chest, and in here, this was given to me by my godmother, and it has my name, Karen. It's kind of faded away because it's really old now, but I just keep random stuff in here, nothing crazy, just random jewelry. I always sleep with a rosary next to me or under my pillow, so I have this one that was given to me by my mom. I have this tinier one that was also given to me by my mom. Right here is where I pretty much spend most of my day if I'm not in my bed. Usually this is my POV. I grab either my laptop or my iPad, and then that's my controller. Yeah, I have an awesome, beautiful Snoopy lamp, awesome, beautiful Lego piece, and then my candle. This is my planner that I'm attempting to use every day, but I haven't been able to keep up with it. But I'm very, very much forcing myself and trying to become a planner person. It's kind of like a traveler's notebook. I have mini journals within this main planner. I have a bunch of little memo pads and sticky notes to remind myself. I'm a sticky note person. We have this reminds me of like Bob's Burgers. And then I have this really cute My Melody Hello Kitty and Pochaco. And this one's really cute because this one has like, as you start using them, you get different designs. This is a harmonica. I got this probably last year, like late last year. I know how to play one song on this. Behind the monitor, I have a bump box, which is just a very big boom box. This is the main thing that like makes the room come alive, this IKEA paper lantern light. I've pretty much read every single book that's on here, which is why they're a little bit outdated. This doesn't really represent the literature that I read, but I did read it before, so I guess it does. It's a part of me. It's probably my most favorite piece. My mom gave this to me, a glitter globe. And it's this like angel with a harp, and it also Gloria in excelsis. So I just have all of my like rosaries, my necklaces, charms, chains, some bracelets. Yeah, I don't wear all of them, but I do like just hanging them here. The second shelf is just a bunch of little trinkets, things that I've collected. This is like my most recent Lego build. We got the Mandalorian and Grogu. I have a couple of Harry Potter Legos, and then some Snoopy figurines. Just anything that I like, I try to put it. My most favorite piece would be this little bathroom, like little frame. It's 3D. You can feel the bathroom, and it's a yellow bathroom. My next shelf is my music shelf and my like physical media shelf. These wonderful CDs, cassette tapes. I got my Koss headphones. I'm very sad about this, but my Walkman broke, but I still have it. Maybe one day I could try to restore it. Nightmare Before Christmas, a little like calendar block thing where I can change the date and the month. And I just have all of my journals here. My bottom two drawers, they're the messiest, but I just have a Harry Potter Lego build here. Take a closer look, it's really cute. I have a Rick and Morty portal gun. Let's open a portal right here. Just a couple of other random things, little trinkets. I have a little teacup with some stickers. A little homie that is praying because this little box is where I keep Snoopy and his ashes. And then I just have my paints for painting on clothes. So fabric paint, I use Speedball and Arteza. These are all of my like paint supplies. The last of the plushies are here. I have the Nightmare Before Christmas, the toy. The next plushie is this musical Snoopy. I love his ears. His ears have like the music notes. And then if you hit this hand, he does a little dance. All right, show us what you got, Snoopy. And then I have a Coochie Kopi because, of course, Bob's Burgers. My brother gave me this Bart Simpson's Surfing a Wave. And lastly, I just have these 3 frames. We're back to the door where you get out of the room. So yeah, that's my room. I love it. I really do think that it really represents me. Whatever, that's lame. Let me know what else you would like to see, and peace and love. Stay wavy.